Hello there listeners, I'm George Barnes and today I am more than proud to introduce the fantastic electro dubstep duo that is I Kill Kenny. Hello guys, how you doing?
Hi mate, yeah we're good.
How are you?
I'm not bad, thanks.
Good.
So Barney and Seany, when did you first become serious about the music?
Initially I'd say probably at the beginning of this year.
Yeah.
We've been DJing individually for about 2 years and then we released our first track, Something in the Blood, in January of this year, so I guess that's sort of when we started taking it seriously. And probably more so at the beginning of the summer as well, I think.
Well, we got a really good response from Something in the Blood, didn't we?
Yeah.
We didn't really expect it at all, because it was our first track, we didn't really...
Did you find it hard to get it out there or not? Or did it?
No, not really. We uploaded it to BBC and BBC Kent introduced it, and it was a record of the week a couple of days later.
Yeah.
So.
That must have been like just baffled, were you?
Well, yeah, we was in Reading at the time. We stayed overnight because we gigged there the night before, and we got a text from our mate who listened to the show, and we listened back to the show, and well, we're speechless really, weren't we?
Yeah,
I can imagine.
Probably,
Yeah.
I don't know, it's probably the most shocked that I've been throughout everything we've achieved still, so it's quite surreal at the time.
But then,
Thinking about it now, it's something very minor, but at the time it was a pretty big achievement for us.
so I know this week's been quite a good week. You got
Yeah, the last 2 weeks have been pretty good.
Very good.
Count and Sindon played on Radio 1 by Kissy Sellout
Yeah.
and introduced, it's featured in the NME Top 10 free downloads chart, was it?
Number 5.
Number 5. No, that's
Kissy Sellout also he tweeted about our latest Christmas mixtape yesterday,
I saw that.
which has had 1,000 plays in 24 hours and
So
almost 250 downloads, which is pretty impressive.
So you got all those things in the bag, but what's next for the next month or so? What's coming?
We've got a couple of gigs around Christmas sort of time.
January first single's being released.
Yeah.
Not bad. And you've been signed by Monkey Beats.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're releasing it in January, yeah.
Yeah. Beginning of January.
And what's
Well,
that called?
hopefully anyway.
The track's called Number One Factor. Something we made about 2 months ago.
Yeah.
Good vibe about it.
Yeah,
I've heard
it's
that.
got,
Yeah, we've got-
quite a tribal vibe.
Yeah.
But it was just originally it wasn't planned for release. We just uploaded it, and then there's a few other record labels that were interested, but they weren't offering anything in particular that was that great. And then
people who are best for us.
yeah, and then these guys came along, and they've got a good reputation. They've got a few other big name acts on their roster, so they're good guys. So we went with them.
Yeah.
But interest was quite high with other record labels, or was it?
We had a few, but to be honest, they didn't seem really that.
No
They
massive
wouldn't,
name.
they wouldn't have helped us that far.
No.
they
that
wouldn't
much.
have.
It's understandable. So at first, when you first got your major gigs, you were supporting people like the Maccabees and Example. You supported. But how did it feel supporting people like that you might have been a fan of in the past? Was
Well,
it just
Sean's been a fan of Example.
Yeah.
but,
Like, since before.
way before he was in the
Yeah.
scene at all.
did he ask you to support?
No,
him?
it was through a promoter that we played for before in Maidstone, and I think he knows that I've been a long-term fan of him,
Yeah.
so he asked us to play the gig. But it was brilliant. I
Did you
like.
hang out with him and
No, actually, I didn't even see his set.
really?
I can't remember where I was. I was quite drunk at the time.
So you didn't actually get to meet him.
Nah, I've met him before,
Oh,
but
right.
not at that gig.
Is his hair as crazy as it is? Is it in real life?
I can't remember.
It was pretty crazy.
Yeah,
it was.
it is.
Yeah.
It's pretty mad.
So, just at the moment you're in college, but how important do you think it is to study to get the good career in music? Or do you think it's important?
Personally, I'd say it's not a great deal of importance in order to study it. I mean, it's going to depend on what sort of career you're looking for in the industry anyway. But as an artist, I think a lot of things that we've done most recently, it's been self-taught,
Yeah, no.
and
definitely.
or stuff that we picked up from other people.
So you sort of
Nothing
self-taught yourself the equipment and things like that?
Yeah. I mean, the stuff that we do at college isn't really relevant to the stuff that we do outside of college. So.
Really?
But like doing a course, what will help you progress in music? It would be good to meet like-minded people who will help you out.
I think it sort of comes down to the old cliche that it is really like who you know rather than what you know as well.
Yeah.
because we couldn't have achieved what we have without building quite a decent array of contacts.
I know you've done tracks with White Boy and things like that.
Yeah.
Those people you've met at college, aren't they?
Yeah, well, that's true actually. Yeah.
But when you're doing tracks with people like that, do you find it hard to sort of, do they ask things that they want in the mix, or do you sort of just say, no, we'll do it?
Oh well, the White Boy track was a remix, so we didn't really work with him personally.
Oh, right.
We've not actually done a proper collab yet, but we're about to start one.
With Be Your Man, we had to record someone.
Yeah,
but
that Jesse.
That was really easy, to be honest. He just done it, and it went pretty.
Is there anything that like they want in it though, like any sort of aspects of their track originally that they want in it, or does it not really ask?
In terms of remixes, I mean, with the White Boy one. We pretty much just did what we wanted to do. They didn't really have any input creatively with it. What we tend to do with remixes anyway, we try to stay quite faithful to the original.
Yeah.
So we try and use as many elements as we possibly can from the original track, and obviously incorporate our own sort of style to it. But yeah, I mean, I think the whole point of a remix, to a certain extent, you have to stay quite faithful to the track anyway, in order for it to stay relevant. But yeah.
So it's all blown up at the moment, but did you have anyone that you was actually directing your music at? Any sort of like people that you were going for? Like I know Kissy liked your tracks, but was you sort of aiming for people like that to get them to listen to it, or?
Eventually, I think we would have said yes.
Yeah.
But like
not the start.
No, I mean we've only really been actively making music for under a year, like probably 11 months.
Yeah.
So I think what we've done so far is quite. You know, I'm quite impressed with how well it's gone down, and to impress people like Kissy Sellout and other like big artists, it's quite a good feeling.
What about your relationship? Do you have like a good relationship in the studio as well as out of the studio, or do you clash sometimes, have arguments?
It depends how the track's going at the time.
I think we're totally fine in the studio. I've never really had any major problems.
No, we haven't.
Never.
No.
So just finally, who would you like to work with most, and what's your future aspirations? Like, what's your one biggest dream to achieve with the music?
I want to play festivals personally.
I would like to.
Will agree, really.
Hopefully.
I'd like to see you at a festival, to be honest.
Yeah, hopefully next year we'll be on at least 1 or 2 small festivals.
Yeah.
So is there anyone you want to work with in particular?
We've always had a soft spot for FOMO, so if we could ever collab with him, he's like an electro DJ.
Yeah.
He's absolutely brilliant. We take a lot of influence from him anyway, so it'd be good to work on something like that. But I guess like we'd like to get a lot of vocalists on our tracks.
Yeah, I could see you remixing a track like Better Green or something like that.
Who would love to do that?
Yeah, that's something I'd like to see, something like that.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. I think for me the pinnacle would be probably get an example to do vocals on a track. Yeah. I'm not sure that's ever going to happen.
Well, that's great then, lads. Well, we're going to have to cut it here. It's been good talking to you.
No worries.
Right,
Have a good day.
Thank you.
And you.